Partly metal, partly real, basically ThunderCats, but with flying cyborg space cops instead of cat people, and oh so shiny. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of Silverhawks. Silverhawks starts with Rankin Bass Productions. You know Rankin Bass as the people who made all the classic stop-motion holiday specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Year Without a Santa Claus, and lots of others. They also released an adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit in 1977 and Return of the King in 1980. In 1985, they continued their streak of children's television entertainment successes with ThunderCats. ThunderCats rolled out as a multimedia franchise complete with toys, comics, stuffed animals, pajamas, and a live-action stage show. In 1986, ThunderCats entered its second season, joined by Silverhawks. Silverhawks was an attempt to do everything they just did with ThunderCats, again, practically, almost literally. ThunderCats and Silverhawks were so closely tied together that several voice actors performed multiple characters on both shows. They had a similar concept by the same production team, a similar visual design aesthetic, the same composer. The only thing Silverhawks was missing was a second, third, and fourth season. Got him. Silverhawks takes place way in the future in another galaxy called Limbo where, you know what? Just don't go there. Nothing good happens there. It's so plagued by crime that they have an entire planet that's just one big jail. Lots of criminals in a big jail must mean that there is some kind of law enforcement, and that is where the Silverhawks come in. Although technically they're more like a vigilante superhero force, but they are led by a guy who is actually an ex-cop. A long time ago, just 2 days before retirement, Commander Stargazer had part of his body cybernetically altered to withstand the rigors of intergalactic space travel. And this is a good time to talk about the difference between a cyborg, an android, and a robot. Cyborg is short for cybernetic organism. There has to be at least some organic parts involved. An android is a mechanical creature that has a humanoid form, whether entirely mechanical or partly organic. A robot is 100% mechanical. In summary, some cyborgs are androids, all androids are robots, and it's pronounced data, not data. Intergalactic space travel taxes a squishy body. Lots of pressure changes, gravity fluctuations, sometimes there's no air, and it's going to take like 300 years to get from one place to the other, so human guts need to be left behind. Becoming a cyborg is a testament to Stargazer's commitment to find and imprison Monstar, the worst criminal mob boss in all the galaxies. The only mistake Stargazer made after imprisoning him was preventing Monstar from being exposed to the rays of the Moonstar, which allowed Monstar to change from Monstar into Monstar. Monstar breaks out of prison planet, sets up a new base spitting distance from the Moonstar, and proceeds to get the old gang back together to take out Stargazer and his orbiting Tower of Justice, Hawk Haven, once and for all. Commander Stargazer knows he's getting too old for this shit. You're gonna take that out, right? Places an order to Earth for a new batch of Silverhawks. The cyborg program has improved a bit since Stargazer had his work done. Silverhawks are now nearly fully cybernetic androids with retractable wings, face masks, they have built-in lasers, and are capable of self-sustained spaceflight. Quicksilver, the leader, is the silverest of the Hawks. His partner, Tallyhawk, is a partly metal, partly bird service animal that provides him with the ability to see things beyond the capability of his own senses. Sight, beyond sight, if you will. Steel Will and Steel Heart, fraternal twin brother and sister, are the muscle and mechanical experts of the group. Bluegrass is the cowboy hat-wearing, electric guitar laser shoot, and pilot of the Silverhawks spaceship, the Mirage. And Copper Kid is the youngest and the smartest and totally incapable of speaking in anything other than whistles and clicks. Like ThunderCats before them, Silverhawks landed with LJN toys, or did they? No. They didn't. LJN skipped Silverhawks. 1986 was a really busy year for them. They already had ThunderCats. They were in the second year of their way too realistic motorized squirt guns called Entertech. They had expanded into home video games, and they went all in on the real-world, arena-based laser tagging game market with Photon. Kenner Toys, who brought you Star Wars, Superpowers, and Mask, picked up the rights to the toys and produced a line of 5-inch scale action figures and vehicles that, while lacking in articulation, flourished with unique play features and vac-metalized chrome finish on the Hawks themselves. The core Silverhawks had cloth wings that they could open when they raised their arms out to the side after you squeezed their legs together. Monstar had a flipping head that changed him from Monstar to Monstar. Buzzsaw had blades that spun around when you pressed his head down. Each figure also came with a unique weapon/bird accessory, Tallyhawk for Quicksilver, Sky Shadow for Monstar, Sideman for Bluegrass. Kenner also released the signature 5-cockpit Mirage space jet for the Silverhawks and some larger-scale birds that created a play dynamic that put you in the position of controlling a near life-size Tallyhawk, Sky Shadow, or Stronghold. The animated series debuted in the United States late in 1986. Wave 1 arrived early in 1987. Wave 2 late in 1987. Season 1 would run in syndication through 1987 and into 1988 in some parts of the world. The last 7 figures and Monstar Skyrunner saw limited release and are therefore today the rarest and most expensive items in the line. Marvel Comics, as part of its Star Comics imprint, briefly produced a Silverhawks comic book every other month starting in August of 1987 to keep the marketing effort rolling along, but only 7 issues were published before it was canceled after the release of the August 1988 issue. Even though it only lasted 1 season, its association with the ThunderCats and the cartoon and toy boom of the 80s still ranks it in pop culture history as a success. Thanks for watching. Hit like, please subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber. Thank you to those who already are. Share this video with your friends and let us know in the comments below if you were a fan. I was a little surprised to find a Silverhawks wiki. I was more surprised to find out that it only began in January of 2011 and still isn't finished. What is taking so long? There's no new information to come. The page for Skyrunner wasn't even filled in, so I had to do it myself. Check it out, but don't you dare touch it.
Vandalize it.
Some of my best work.
Cut.